So Leah is a current student. So she's just coming to the end of her training. She's submitted her materials for accreditation and she's going through the CPD process. And I wanted to talk to you, Leah, for so many reasons, but one of them is because you're in it now and you're in the journey and you're going through it. And so I wonder, could you let the group know, well, firstly, what was drawing you in this direction? Why did you want to do it in the first place?
Okay, I feel that I've always had a desire in my heart to just connect to women. And like I've shared with most of the ladies within the training, I initially started a blog in 2020 just to get my voice heard because I had my first child. I was going through postnatal depression. I was so socially isolated and I just really needed to get my voice heard. I was like, there's got to be somebody out there that can relate or resonate to what I'm going through. I can't be the only person. So it was wonderful to get the responses that I needed to, for myself in relation to that blog and to also resonate with other women that was going through that process. But that process in itself helped me to understand how important connection is. And then couple of years I've been following you, Gemma, and I've been seeing sister stories come up. I'm like, you know what? This seems like so aligned with what I'm trying to do in terms of just connecting with other women and being inspired and empowered by everybody else's story and journey. I've always said to myself, I'm a woman in this world, and I only know how to be a woman in this world. And it's just lovely to be able to create those connections with other women that may have experienced those same issues, things that come up in life generally. So what pulled me to this, to be honest, was my heart, my soul, just a desire to just really think about, wow, can these spaces be created like this? I've never come across circle facilitation before in my life. I've never experienced it at all. But because I was already on a journey sharing my story, I thought, how powerful would it be to be able to create a space for other women to do the same and to be heard and to connect? So yeah, that's how I sort of got brought into it.
Beautiful. Thanks, Leah. And we've heard from a few people tonight who have some sort of like experience in the wellbeing sector. I'd love for you to just share with everyone, firstly, where are you in the world? Because we didn't hear that. And secondly, tell us a little bit about your professional background that you're coming to this with. What
Yeah,
work?
yeah. So I'm from a little town city called Wolverhampton. So it's quite close to Birmingham in the West Midlands. And professionally, I'm a social worker. I have been a social worker for 5 years now, but I'm currently working within a mental health team. So I'm in a specialised mental health team. And I've also got a wellbeing role within my team as well. In relation to helping other social workers and adult practitioners think about their own needs while we're looking after other people.
I didn't know you did that last bit. I didn't know
Yeah.
that you were practicing in that way. And I'm really curious, as you're going through the training, what you might be seeing through not necessarily like holding circles in your workplace, although of course that might be one, but what skills and what ways of being are you finding and developing that is helping inform other parts of your work?
Oh wow. Um, Listen and being heard. I think I'm actually my eyes and my heart's open more with sort of creating those spaces for people, my clients, colleagues, and I know that you've said to me not bringing circles into the social workspace that I'm in, but I'm definitely going to do it. I think there is definitely a massive need for circles to be created in a corporate space where people are just crying to be heard. I mean, I get monthly supervisions once a month, and it's just not enough at all. So I think I'm in conversations actually at the moment with my manager about how I can create these spaces within the corporate world of social work, so that social workers and adult practitioners get a space to be able to just release, have their voices heard and have their story shared as well, so we can all sort of inspire, connect, and empower each other along the journey.
This is incredible. And I was saying not necessarily taking them in simply because I didn't want to make any assumptions, but this is
Mhm.
what the work is about. I was sharing at the beginning of the call about this mission to make going to circle as common as yoga class. And what I mean by that is that people from all different parts of society, in schools, in hospitals, in corporations, in the social work sector, in the NHS, are finding ways to relate in this way together, speaking and listening in a different way. And I bet a lot of the, I certainly find this when in the little bit of corporate work that I've done, most of those people might never come across a circle. They won't even know what one is. You don't even need to call it that. But bringing the principles of the space, what a gift to your team and to the people, and then they'll go on and relate differently. It just has this ripple effect. It's incredible. I didn't know you were doing that either. This
Yeah.
is
Excited.
no, it's really exciting. And
Yeah.
um, I remember you having a real pivot moment in the training where you were going through the first part, and then I'll never forget the time when we do practice facilitation. We get to practice our facilitation skills with the group. And Leah, you came out of that absolutely buzzing. And there was a real shift in you. It's like you found your feet and you found your confidence and you started to trust yourself. So tell us a bit about that journey that you've been on.
Oh wow. Yeah. Again, I think it's that fear and imposter syndrome, and it's like, who am I to do this? Who am I to sort of facilitate this type of work? And I think that's always been a thing for me. But I think being in the training and being amongst other women that are on the same journey and that are happy to hear you, no matter how not confident you feel or how nervous you may feel, it was just so nice to be listened to and to just be able to be my authentic self and say, right, I've never done this before, ladies, please bear with me. This is my first time actually, trying to open a circle, or sort of, practicing opening a circle and what that would look like. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. But the feedback and just to be sort of held and witnessed in that space to actually practice the facilitation part of this journey, it was absolutely amazing. The feedback that I got was, "Oh my gosh, you've definitely done this before, Leah. You are absolutely amazing. It was great that you explained why you're doing it, because the why is definitely, definitely, definitely important." And I think being able to sort of share a little bit about myself, whilst opening, as I was opening the circle, and then going through the meditation as well. Oh my, that was the most nerve-wracking part for me. But I think again, it was just about trusting myself, just trusting myself through that journey and allowing the other women to just see me as my authentic self. It just flowed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am definitely called for this. This is definitely something for me. And it just made me realize that I am definitely on the right path. I'm on the right journey. And this is definitely for me. And I can do it again and again and again and again and just get better and better and better and better. So yeah, it was transformational for me, that moment. That moment was definitely transformational for me.
Your energy is so infectious and I just love it. And you are doing it and you can do it, but it takes, for many of us, it takes that step to the being witnessed in our brilliance. And sometimes people come into this process sort of looking for a guarantee, like, will it work for me? Can I do it? And what starts to happen over the process, and you're on this journey right now, unfolding in front of us, in front of our eyes each week, that yourself starts to become the guarantee. You start to trust yourself and trust your abilities and have that reflected back to you. And you're sort of seen in all of the ways that you are unique and brilliant, and the ways that you can really take this out and have that impact that you want to make happen in the world. And you can't do that on your own. You need to do that in community. And it's just such a pleasure to watch you, honestly. And I really do find this energy infectious. But I can't wait to hear about
Thank you.
these circles at your work. So, Leah, we'll
Thank
let you go
you.
so you can go to your brother's dinner. But
Thank you so much for having me.
thank you so much. And just before we go, if anyone is not sure about taking the step, what would you say about the training as it's sort of diving into it?
Oh gosh. Do you know what? I've actually written something about this, and I've said that there's room in this world for magic to be created in spaces that may be unknown to many, but once experienced will not want to live without. And that's exactly how I feel. I've never known anything like this before. I'm going through the journey. I've experienced it. I didn't know whether it was for me, but as soon as I've gone through this journey, and I'm learning so much about myself, it's so transformational. Go for it. Go for it. Step out. Put fear aside and just go for it, because we need women in this world to create spaces and the magic that we're creating. Honestly, go for it, please.
Amen. Thanks, Leah. Enjoy your
You're
evening. Thank you
welcome.
for being here.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.
so much.